Well, it is the third week of LCS with coverage brought to you by Alienware. I'm joined right now by Kumo, fresh off of EG's victory over FlyQuest. Now, Kumo, a bit of a rough start for EG this year, but you guys were able to pick up your second win today. What do you think it is that's been holding the team back from success?
I think our macro play during the mid game has been holding us back because I think early game we always tend to do well and we generate a lead most of the time, and it's just about like carrying that lead over and then closing out. I think that's probably the biggest thing.
Well, and it's interesting because I also want to ask you about your personal performance because the last time I interviewed you, you had subbed in for Licorice on Cloud9. Great performance then. I'm very curious, how do you feel about, now that you're in a starting position, how do you feel about your performance so far?
I think nothing special, honestly, and I think I'm doing fine, but I'm not like insane or anything like popping off. So, I mean, hopefully I can just keep on improving, and then one day I can get to that point. But right now, I think I'm doing okay, but I want to be doing better for sure.
Well, how do you feel about your performance just now going up against Viper? Because I feel like many consider Viper to be one of the better top laners in the LCS. So how do you think you did against him?
I think I did well early game and most of the mid game. Like I was holding my own, and then like we were playing bot side a lot, so I was just trying to absorb pressure, and yeah, we just went through bot, and everyone got super ahead that way. Yeah.
I don't know how much you guys were aware of this because sometimes players are just completely, they're so focused on the game. But were you aware of like the book quest thing that you guys did this game?
Oh yeah, I saw it on Twitter before the game, but I didn't actually read it. I just saw like the word book. So
You saw a book and then your eyes glazed over and you were
yeah,
uninterested.
yeah, I just kept scrolling, you know. Yeah.
Well, I will tell you then. So EG, you know, because FlyQuest is doing the tree
Yeah,
quest
yeah.
thing. So EG decided that they were going to do, we donate books because
Uh-huh.
books are made out of paper,
Yeah.
out of trees. So anyway, because you guys did that, you got a bunch of books donated. So that's quite cool. I didn't know if that was like a topic you guys had going into into it. How do you think the team is gelling so far? Because I feel like oftentimes whenever I see like issues with macro or whatever, that sometimes is just like the team hasn't figured out how to really have that synergy yet.
Yeah. I think it's been getting better, but for sure it's been hard, especially since like we're losing. No one's gonna be like happy, you know?
Yeah.
So I think it's been getting better, and I think we're working on that part. And yeah, I think we'll get along well eventually.
I wanted to also touch on just sort of the culture of EG because when I interviewed, let's see, it was Zazel and Sven at the beginning of the split during Asset Day. It's funny because it kind of reminded me a lot of, obviously, two players from C9, but a lot of like the C9 vibes of sort of joking with the other players and that kind of thing. Does this team feel at all like C9 did, especially given there's so many C9 players attached to it?
Yeah, I think so. Especially like with Zazel and Dennis, they joke around a lot, so like it kind of spreads, and I join in too. So
Also in the interview, I think we found out that you are roommates with Sven, Dennis.
I am.
What is it like rooming with Dennis?
I mean, it's been nice. Like his girlfriend actually brought a lot of furniture over, so I didn't have to get anything. So we have a living room. Okay. But I mean, I just been chilling. Like, there's not really too much interaction, but I mean, sometimes we come home together. Yeah. So
You go home together and you just like hang out, or do you? It's like
We
it's
just
the
go
most
there.
interaction you have. You go back to the house together.
Yeah.
You're like, this is a really nice bonding, and then you just both go to your rooms.
Yeah, I know we just start playing. That's pretty much it.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I'm glad you guys could get along so well as roommates. I heard that he had to ask you to be his roommate. This is what in that interview. I think he mentioned that, right?
Yeah, he did.
Okay. I also heard that he was told to ask to have you be his roommate.
Yeah.
I think
I also-
Andrew or Greg or somebody.
Yeah, I heard that from the interview, but
Okay.
I didn't know that.
Did that cause a rift in it? Or you originally like, oh, it's cool, he wants to be my roommate, then later you found out he was instructed to do this?
Yeah, I mean, for me it's kind of whatever, but I mean, it's nice actually to have him as my roommate, like, just because it's the furniture and all that stuff. And yeah.
Okay, so all the practical reasons.
Yeah.
I did notice we just saw that your mom and sister were here, so they watched the game today, right?
Yeah, and the game yesterday too.
Okay.
Yeah.
But probably nicer for you that they were here for today's as well.
Yeah.
What was it like playing with them, playing knowing that they were in the audience? Because sometimes I feel like sometimes players perform better with that, or sometimes they get jitters, or sometimes it doesn't matter. So I don't know what it's like for you.
I think for me it didn't really matter too much, but it was nice to have them here for sure.
And they're out in we were just talking, they're out in New York.
Yeah,
So
they're out
this
in
is
New
kind of nice to have them fly out here for this.
Yeah, it's pretty far, and I'm glad they came here to watch me play.
That's really nice. Yeah. Well, what are your hopes for EG this split? Because obviously it's week 3. You guys have had pretty mixed results so far. Do you think that this team can make playoffs, or do you think it could become top 3? I mean, what are you thinking as spring split for what you guys can accomplish?
I think we can make playoffs for sure, but I'm hoping for top 3.
Very good. Is there anything you want to say to any of the fans out there?
Yeah. I mean, thank you for supporting me and UG and my journey, and I hope you keep on watching me.
Very good. Well, thank you so much, Kumo, for the interview. For everyone else, you can check out the rest of my coverage of all things esports right here on my YouTube channel. Thanks so much for watching that interview. I am right now in the LCS arcade. There's a ton of people behind me playing on these Alienware computers because this whole arcade is powered by Alienware, much like my content is powered by Alienware. And guess what? You can be powered by Alienware because they're giving away a monitor and a desktop, the same setup that they play on at the LCS, right here in my description. There's a link to alienware.com/Travis. You can sign up right there. That page has some information for you. The other thing is that LCS 10 off will also allow you to get 10% off. Parth is on the other side of this window. Let's get a shot of, oh, he's leaving. Either way, you can get 10% off, LCS 10 off. Sorry that we missed Parth, but he was trolling.